everyone, welcome back to Koi Pond Lifestyle. It's been a while. Haha. Yeah, I've been a little bit busy over winter doing other stuff and bits and pieces. Not a lot have been happening around the pond. So yeah, I think the last time I put a video out, one of my fish had rolled over, the tench. He's still in the same place. He's still just sort of lying there at the moment. The tamasabas are still sitting on their heads. Everybody else is looking quite good, to be honest. No major worries from this side. Decided to do myself a little bit of a stock take, because obviously it's winter spring now, so it's time to take you know, a look at what materials and stuff I have ready for the pond. Getting a bit low on the filter floss. I needed some replacement water testing kits and some sodium thiosulfate, the stuff that neutralizes chlorine and chloramines and whatnot from your water. So it looks like they just arrived. Got my pH. I'm sort of getting low on a high range pH test kit, so I've got that. Another package has arrived, which I believe will be the other test kit. Let's have a look. Yep, the ammonia one. I was running low on the ammonia test kit, and I always find it quite essential to have your ammonia test kit in spring, because this is when the food starts going in and the fish start producing more ammonia. So you've got to keep an eagle eye on what those little cheeky monkeys are doing in there when they're creating waste. Now we're putting food back in. I don't know, how's your feeding going? How is your comment below? Are you started feeding yet? I have a little bit, and to be honest, I was completely gutted yesterday because I thought it's time to go and get some food. My brother. Anyways. Yeah, completely gutted. I went to go and get some food. You know, my bucket that I use. My Koi Pond Lifestyle bucket. Kev stickers these are, brilliant. And for some unknown reason through winter, I've knocked a hole in the side. I got my finger stuck. Ah! Shit, okay. So, stupid. So yeah, so I punched a hole in the side of me bucket. So that's cream crackered that, so that's got to go in the bin. And away, and the lid. Whew. Lid as well, so I'm going to have to create another one. I think I'm going to have to do that. Give me a minute. My Cactoily monitor, I've been keeping a close eye on that over winter. These are really good for sort of just keeping an eye on water temperatures and pH levels and, you know, things like that, that once you've got the covers on, rather than going out and start doing your water testing and testing for chlorine and testing for this, that and the other, you just come into the garage or the man cave and have a look at your Cactoily monitor, water monitor. You know, really good these things are. I've been trialling them now for a number of years, and they're a company that continues to develop. You know, they sort of hear things and they go, oh, would you like that? You know, when they first came out, in fact I've got an old one here that we used to use. These are the old ones. Oh, you can see that or not. These are the old ones that they used to have when we first started with this teeny weeny little screen. And you know, from our feedback as users, you know, not only me but others, you know, anybody who's using it and saying we'd like a bigger screen, we'd like it Wi-Fi, you know, we'd like it to be different, to meet our needs. And you know, and they continue to develop. They do soil testers, they do drinking water quality testers. I take one of these on holiday. Every time I go on holiday, I take one of these, and I'll put a link somewhere at the end maybe of a little bit of a test that I did with these. But I take it on holiday. If you're not sure, you go abroad, and you're not sure if you can drink the water or brush your teeth in the water, or you know, all those kinds of stuff that's been happening. You take your water tester along, your drinking water tester along, and it'll tell you if you can drink the water or not. So anyway, so yeah, so Cactoily, been doing a cracking job again over winter. If you want one of these, just click the link below. They're doing a discount at the moment into 2026. So there's a link in the description for 2 or 3 of the products actually, because they do loads of different products that you can get, and for whatever needs you've got. Shitting! I have another bucket created, a one of one. Can't buy these anywhere. This is exclusive to Koi Pond Lifestyle. Yeah, I'm glad I got this anyway. So that way, yeah, you go, new bucket. Go and collect me food when I need to now. Small things really, innit? Had another parcel. As I was getting that ready, doorbell rang, another parcel arrived. I think I know what this is as well. Yep, sodium thiosulfate. Can you see that? This is really handy for getting rid of your chlorine out of your tap water. And I know we all use the big blues and the dechlorinator units and whatever, but this just sort of helps a little bit more, because the chlorine sometimes is quite high in the water in Stoke-on-Trent for whatever reason. I don't know, but anyway, it can be. So I usually just bang a couple of crystals of this in, and it's used for photography as well. Apparently, photographers use it. But yeah, for dechlorination and photography use and photographic use. No idea what that bit is. If you do, comment below, because I'm interested as well, and I can't be asked Google it, so you tell me how. So yeah, done a bit of shopping trips, gone quite well actually. How's your winter gone? Mine's gone alright actually. Not too bad. No disasters. Covers, obviously, you see the covers are still on. I've just whipped the cover off today just to do a bit of filming and give the fish a bit of fresh air. I mean, a bit of daylight, fresh air. They're underwater, aren't they? So yeah, a bit of give the fish some time to have a look through the window, because I've had the front cover on as well, because it was really cold the other night. Woke up yesterday morning and it was frozen outside. So even though we're in sort of spring, and it's still really cold. So I don't know, temperatures in the pond 9 degrees, just 9.5 mine are. What are yours? Please comment below. I'm interested to hear what everybody else's ponds, and where you are as well. That'd be a good idea. Yeah, temperature of your pond and where you are, or anywhere in the world, because it'd be dead interesting for everybody to hear what different parts of the UK and how you do getting on with different parts of the UK, and also different parts of the world and how you're doing for pond temperatures. Yeah, that'd be interesting. If you don't mind, comment below. That'd be great. Thanks. Okay, I'll pre-warn you now that I'm going to be using the next 2 words, blanket, weed, for a little bit longer, because reason being is that it's just, I've not done a lot with the pond over winter at all. I've been busy doing a lot of other stuff. I've just been making sure that the fish are nice and safe, and you know, the pond doesn't freeze over. Bog standard stuff really, but the blanket weed has been sitting in the background, just, you know, every now and again the fish will nibble a bit off and it breaks off, and it's still landing in the filters, in my brushes in the filters. So we're just waiting at the moment for the temperature to go up a little bit, so I can bang in the product that I believe is one of the probably the better products on the market. Because don't forget, I tested loads last year and I couldn't find one that would work. Okay, there was a couple that I didn't manage to try because I ran out of time in the season, but the majority of them that I actually tried didn't work. You know, I was putting these products in, and okay, with cloverleaf, yeah, it does make your water clouded, it does mess your filters up, and you know, it does take 4 or 5 weeks, sometimes longer to do, but once it's done, then that's it. See, the rest of the season, it's fine. There was people commenting. I had a couple of comments of, you need to take all your fish out, empty your pond, and then jet wash the inside of your pond to get rid of it all. No, won't be doing that. No, cloverleaf will do it. I don't need to start taking, I won't be emptying the fish, I won't be emptying the pond, taking the fish out into a temporary accommodation when they're coming out of winter. That's, you know, God, you can imagine the stress your fish would be under. Flipping heck, I'd be, no, won't be doing that. So, no, I'm going to wait till it's over 10 degrees and then get the cloverleaf blanket answer in, because I'm looking forward to a really good summer this summer. You know, I'm iffing and butting about whether to buy more fish, because the fish I've got at the moment are doing really well, as you can see, and I'm going to see if I can go for a lot of growth this year. So I'm fingers crossed that they didn't go into winter with anything. I've had no new fish since way into early last season, so there's no new fish gone in. There's a potential or possibility of me getting some fish, or a fish, I don't know. You know, what I've got, I'm happy with what I've got at the moment, so I want to try to grow, put some size on what I've got at the moment, get as much feeding as I can. Hopefully the temperatures will be good, and growing temperatures, you know, when I'm up in the 20s, hopefully, but I'm not a heated pond, so, you know, that's a little bit out of my control, that one. I can't do much control with that. So growth is what I'm aiming for this year. But you never say never, do you? You know, I'll probably be at a show one day, or I'll be visiting somebody's shop and they'll go, oh, by the way, I've got this fish here, and it's this big and it does that, and it only costs this, and I'll go, Damn, I wasn't going to do this. Like last year, maybe, but I don't know. So anyway, yeah, so no new fish going in, that I'm aware of, unless somebody or something happens and I change my mind. Because you can't knock it till you tried it. Every day's a school day. Look at that, I got a pond with no trees for miles. Where's a tree? Point at a tree. Okay, I got bushes, and I find a blooming leaf in the pond. It's going in bed. So what plans you got for your pond? Again, comment below. You know, let's get some conversations going here on what we all got planned for the ponds. I've got a few ideas that I'm in the pipeline at the moment of bits and pieces I should be doing. I can't wait to get my sky pond back on. You know, if you're anybody new to the channel, you've not seen the sky pond yet, stick around. Next couple of videos, hopefully, when the temps are up and the covers are off, sky pond's going back on. I'm debating. No, I'm going to put that waterfall back on. I've been looking for a bigger one, but they aren't cheap. So I don't know. I'm going to put it back on solid, because I quite liked it last year. I like these little waterfally things next to the pond. It was a bit marmitey from what I can make out from last year. Some people liked it, some people didn't like it. I can't do a lot about that. I quite liked it, so it's going to go back on again this year, I think. You know, maybe in a different place. Sky Pond's going to go back in the same place, I think. I've been iffing and butting about moving it down, but then why would I move it down? I don't know. Anyway, I've got options. You know, there's loads of options going on at the moment that we can do. Got some jet washing to do around the pond this spring, later on. You know, maybe wait till next month, I don't know, when it warms up a little bit. And also some painting. I want to try to get all my filter system and the fencing repainted. It's all looking a bit, all needs a bit touching up. Also the block work around the pond, you know, all that needs I'm thinking about going for a different colour, but I'm not sure. So I'll talk the wife into maybe trying a different colour. I'm gonna have to repaint and restain the copers, because don't forget the copers around my pond are it's just wooden decking that I've turned upside down to make it look like, you know, slate with a slate colour. So I'm going to have to get them painted as well. I've got the lights. I kept the lights on this year because I've used them over winter a little bit, just for like ambient, not ambient. Is it ambient? I don't know. Anyway, a bit of feature lighting when I was doing stuff in the garden. So I kept them lights on. So really, it's just a case of doing a bit of a tidy up this year. I'm going to do a little bit more than I did last year. Last year was a bit rushed. I had other things happening in the background, and I was running out a little bit of time to get stuff done. If you've been on my other channel, you hear a lot about stuff. Andy Whitehouse, lifestyle. Check the other channel out. Bob over there. It's not bad. You've got to plug yourself, haven't you? So yeah, so a bit of painting, a bit of this, bit of that around there. But I need to get the covers off. As soon as the covers are off, but not yet. When everything warms up a little bit, because it's still blooming cold outside at the moment. But everything seems to have been fine this winter, so hopefully I'm going to be seeing you guys really soon. So thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like, subscribe, ding the bell for notifications, and share to all your friends. And I'll see you as soon as I can. As soon as those covers are coming off, you're the next to hear about it. Thanks very much for watching Aquatic Lifestyle.